Let's see how Meteor performs in different conditions. Performance, suspension, comfort, clutch, everything. This is the third day of 2500-kilometer ride. Right now we are in Kolkata and the next destination is Bhilai, which is 860 kilometers away. Yeah, it's very far. So my plan for today is simple. If I reach Shambalpur, which is 556 kilometers away, by 3 pm, I'll carry on to Bhilai. If not, I'll stay in Sambalpur for the night and then start fresh the next morning to Bhilai. The time is 7:50. I packed my ORS water. I had a huge meal last night for dinner, so no breakfast for now. If I feel hungry on the way, we'll see if we can eat. One important thing I learned on this trip is hydration is much more important than food. So always carry electrolyte water with you, especially on long rides. This is Ma flyover in Kolkata. It looks so good, especially at night with this Taj Banjara hotel and that building in the distance looks amazing. The best thing about this flyover is that everyone maintains a good speed. So even with a lot of vehicles, there is no traffic jam. This is how flyovers should be. This is the cable bridge. I guess we are slowly moving out of Kolkata now. I'm not wearing gloves because I have to keep checking Google Maps again and again. This tripper is very confusing. I heard somewhere that whenever you see a lot of transport vehicles, it means you are approaching borders. And yeah, this line of lorries continued for a few kilometers. The best thing about being on a bike is that we can easily maneuver through all this. So, this is the first point about the Meteor in city traffic. It actually so easy to maneuver. You might think, isn't it heavy? Yes, it is, but you'll get better at handling it within just 1 or 2 weeks of riding. And honestly, I love this. It glides through traffic so smoothly. Maybe because of the sitting position, maybe the balance, or maybe the both. Finally, we are on the highway. Now we can give some rest to the brain. You can still see the lorry jam on the right side. Someone even came to me and asked if there was an accident ahead. What was the reason for the jam? Let's fill up the petrol. I am getting a good mileage so far. I'll do a proper mileage test when I go from Bhilai to my hometown. But my conscious heart feels sad every time I fill up the tank twice in a day. Now the time is 9:54. I guess we just finished around 50 kilometers because of all this traffic and crossing the border. Let's wear gloves again. It's a straight stretch now, and it's also starting to feel cold. Let's speed up from now because we need to reach Sambalpur by 3 pm. If the roads stay good and there are no surprises, we can do it. Look at these roads. If this continues, I think we can actually reach as planned. These roads, oh my god, they look straight out of a movie. Just imagine riding here with your favorite songs playing in your ears, and in winter with cold breeze, little to no traffic. That feeling is a pure therapy. we are approaching a Ghat section, which I honestly didn't expect. This is going to be interesting. Actually, I hate long highways. I guess I said this before in another video. There's something called highway fatigue. I've noticed that my neck and shoulders start hurting faster on highways compared to these curvy roads. Meteor is performing really well here. The torque delivery, the handling, it feels confident. The suspension is little stiff, but it's not something that makes you hate the ride. And there's a remedy for that. As I saw online, you can swap the suspension with classic 350 nitrox suspension, which can improve the comfort by up to 70%. That's what I've heard. I'm not sure about that. After a few kilometers, I started doubting whether I was riding on the right route because I expected highways. But yeah, this is the right way. I'm definitely buying a mobile mount for the next ride. Your first ride teaches you a lot. You learn, you make mistakes like what I did now. I didn't buy a mobile mount, and you improve for the next one. I actually thought of changing the suspension before this trip, but I wanted to experience the stock setup first so I can give an honest review and also get the experience and understand the bike better. By the way, I am loving these roads, the landscape, the mountains, the curves, the sand. I just hope my tire doesn't get punctured. And here come the bad roads. I honestly didn't expect this at all. My friend's brother did warn me that the roads would be bad, but I thought he was talking about old times because he was on these roads a few years back. Turns out it is true. The roads are bad. For 20 to 25 kilometers, there is basically no road, just rocks, red sand, and broken patches. Now, this is where the suspension really matters. And I'll stick to what I said, it is stiff, but you're not going to hate the ride. I can't say which bike would be better here because I don't have experience riding other bikes in these conditions for this many kilometers. But I can compare it with the Hunter. The Hunter is really bad when it comes to suspension. I know because my friend owns one. It's the previous version, and Royal Enfield and a lot of other people said that they have improved the suspension on the new Hunter. But I don't know how that feels yet because I didn't ride yet. But honestly, I am loving this ride. In fact, I am feeling great. Finally, we are back on proper road. These roads are incredible. Like I said earlier, it feels like I am in an old Quentin Tarantino cowboy movie. And oh my god, here we go again. Bad roads. This time it's even worse. It's very sunny and the dust from all these vehicles makes it hard to see. You get good road for few meters, feel happy, and then again the same broken patches appears. Look at this dust. The bike was so clean when I started, and now it is completely covered in dust, and my camera too. I can only see the road properly when I'm riding in the shadow of this lorry because of all the dust and the harsh sun. After around 150 kilometers, I really needed a break. Almost lost my tripod too. The time is 1 p.m. and the sad part is we have only covered 160 kilometers so far. We still have 400 kilometers left and there is no way we are reaching by 3 p.m. But let's try to reach by 4:30 at least. Let's fill up the petrol again. The time is 1:20 and we still have 384 kilometers to reach. Again, bad roads, fully covered in dust. My mirror even got loose because of all the vibration. And finally, the bad roads are over. Oh god. Now let's talk about Meteor's highway performance. I mostly maintained 100 to 110 kilometers per hour on this stretch. It definitely felt stable. The only issue is in vibration. You can't see anything clearly in the rear view mirrors because it gets very blurry. Apart from that, it is comfortable. The sweet spot for the Meteor is 70 to 90 kilometers per hour. It feels relaxed and effortless. To be honest, I don't enjoy riding at 100 kilometers plus speed on the Meteor. I am only doing it because I need to cover long distances. Otherwise, I'll always choose 70 to 80 kilometers per hour, which feels so great, which is safe and also gives you more mileage. Again, these roads are beautiful. Fields on the both sides, almost empty roads, very sunny but with cool breeze. You're riding a Meteor. That's what all you need. That's an absolute cinema. And this is where the best part of the ride begins. I'm genuinely feeling like a Hollywood action hero on a horse. I can't explain how beautiful it gets from here. This place is called Kanjipani, around 190 kilometers from Shambalpur. The mountain ranges and the roads are just stunning. Unfortunately, the footage from here got corrupted, but I managed to recover some of it. Watch how beautifully the bike is leaning at 80 kilometers speed. I felt so good in those curves. It is just a magical experience. In between, I passed through this forest region, which was absolutely gorgeous. Amazing curves, dense greenery, and monkeys everywhere and the sun coming out of those trees. That's the only part I could recover. When I was recording, I was extremely excited to show you these visuals. But anyway, what happened is happened. Let's move on. After all this, I have reached Shambalpur at 5:30. I sat there and thought a lot of time whether to start to Bilai or to stay in the Sambalpur for a night. I thought for the safety purposes, instead of riding at night, it is better to stay in the Sambalpur and start in the morning. The next video is going to be an eye feast for sure. We'll also do a proper mileage test in that one. Comment down your thoughts, your suggestions, what you felt. So see you in the next video. Have a great day.